My name is Kiwana. I go by the Key. That's actually it's derived from my name, which is spelled Kiwanna, but it also has like a very empowering message. It's like, I'm sorry. It's me taking accountability for my own life and stepping up and having my own voice, and that's what I'm really trying to do. This is all very new to me, so it's very exciting, and I get to, say my poetry and at the same time say it in a way that's, like a rap. So I'm working on my delivery, which is something that I haven't really been working on all this time. I've been kind of writing poetry since I was a teenager, so yeah. I want to work on like a mixture of poetry and of rapping. I guess this is, like I said, this is my first time actually doing this and having my own voice in it. So I just I want to collaborate the two and work on them together, and as well as separately, have a few tracks of rap and then have, a number of tracks with spoken word. Just more, and I want them to be more about the self and not so much what's going on outside, really. There's an inner battle that people have with themselves a lot that nobody really hears about. And then I would like to talk about my inner struggle, I guess, with myself. So I hope to have something so I can, have something like that where I can put out, if that makes sense. So I guess I'm in the very beginning process of working on something that is geared towards myself. And I know that sounds self-centered, but when you're a person like me who's a people pleaser, or who, has been living, I guess, for other people, it's time to live for myself, and it's time to recognize my own emotions and how I weave through the path of life, I guess. So it's really it's more of like a conscious style. It's very I know what's going on in the world, and I'm aware of energies, and I'm kind of in the metaphysical side of things. I like to talk about energy and the psyche and the mind and how it kind of works, and I like to play with metaphors a lot, and I'm a very symbolic person, so I look at a lot of symbols and I like to interpret them in that way, or interpret life in that way. So normally it just comes from a single thought. I'll just be randomly, going about my day doing whatever, and a thought will come to me and I'll write it down, and then later I'll go back to it and look at it and maybe add a little more, and then as the days and months go on, it may take a while to form something, but at least I have something based on an experience. That's something that I felt at the time, and that's really something that I think is important, that people don't really talk about, the feeling of things versus materialistic things. I'm more of a feeler, and I'm more of I guess, in my own kind of world, so I'd like to share that with other people. So I tell them to experience life. I tell them to be aware of their experience and take everything in. Even if, as silly as it sounds, you can have the most silliest things, you can bounce off ideas from that. So I think, and just talking to people just randomly, it doesn't even matter if you know them or not, it's just talking to a person and having an experience with a person and then going back and telling that to somebody else. That's enough, I think, that's something that I would consider experience. Not necessarily, you don't have to be old, you know what I'm saying? You can be young and have different experiences with different people and interpret that and tell people about it. So I'm really into nature, and honestly, I'm also into things that are happening in the world. I take from the emotional side of what's going on and how people feel as a collective, how they feel about the world or whatever the subject has to be. I love learning, and when I can see something new or when I can experience something new, that's what keeps me going. And the cool thing about, I guess, asking questions and questioning everything is that it's a rabbit hole. It goes down and down. It's endless. It's infinite. You're always gonna have questions, and those answers you get come with more questions, and that's the great thing about curiosity, and that's why that's what motivates me, I think, is more so curiosity and always wanting to learn. So I think that's really motivated me to go even further and not set the bar, you know, there's a bar set, but at the same time, I need to be greater than that, because people are only going to think I'm going to be this much or go this far. And the whole idea is to go further than that and break the barrier, break the limitations that people have set for us as Black women in general already. So I write. I'm a graphic designer. So I, you know, do make designs and logos for people. I play with color a lot and just different stuff like that. I like sports, play basketball sometimes, every now and then. I don't really have much right now. My name is Kiwana Nelson. I'm on Facebook. The_key on Instagram, K-I, not K-E-Y. So, yeah, those are the only contacts I have so far, but I will plan on getting some more soon, so.